delicious.
Welcome to Madden 22 franchise mode. Now, this series is going to be very weird, very different. So I'm here explaining how it's going to work before we just jump in. You guys have no idea how it's working. So I'll start by saying I have really bad allergies right now. So if I'm sneezing, sniffling, you know why. So this is going to be weird. First of all, you won't have a face cam. Or I won't have a face cam. We are going to be commentating as if we were actual commentators in the NFL. That is in the games. Outside of games, we're going to be dual coaching. I say dual coaching because I'm here joined with Nully. How are you, Nully?
I'm good.
So we are kind of going to be co-coaching and co-commentating over this series. And we want to try to make it as realistic as possible, so we're not going to have a face cam. And we're going to try to take the franchise as realistic as possible. We'll explain how franchise mode works while we do it, kind of. You guys can learn the ropes, because we're still kind of learning, too. We've played it a while, but we're not great at it yet. But anyway, so yeah, that's how it's going to work, guys. So enjoy the video. Jamer out. Enjoy. All right. I'm going to turn off my... Welcome to the Madden 22 franchise mode. Johnny Murray here, also joined with Nully, and man, it's going to be fun. This is going to be great. Are you ready, Nully? Are you ready?
I'm ready to slur my speech the entire time, yes.
Yeah, listen, guys, we're not, super professional. We're probably going to mess up talking, and it's going to be very awkward for us and for you, probably. All right, no, it's going to be cringy for you. That's how it's going to be. But anyway, welcome to Madden 22 franchise mode. We're going to be doing a week-by-week team rebuild. And for the team rebuild, you obviously have to pick a team. And my thought for picking this team is we don't want a team that's really good, because what's the point of rebuilding? They're already built. They're great. We don't necessarily... Now, I'm not saying... Okay, any team that isn't great was in consideration. The Jets, Jaguars, Bears, Bengals. But we decided to settle on one that's kind of decent, but still not great. Needs a rebuild. And that is the Denver Broncos. So, that is who we will be starting with, the Denver Broncos. We will try to do a few years, maybe, with the Denver Broncos. Let's go ahead and decide now, Hayden, Nully. How many years are we going to do with the Denver Broncos?
65.
All right, here we go. No, I'm thinking 4.
I was thinking 3 or 4, yeah.
3 or 4, okay. We'll decide. We'll decide when we get there. But we're gonna go ahead and start. We're gonna start the preseason. We are Coach Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio. So that's how you pronounce it. Just so you know. So yeah, let's go ahead and first, before we do anything, we need to get familiar with our team.
Yes.
So let's check out the lineup. And I'll tell you right now, it's not terrible. It really isn't. It's not terrible. As quarterback, we got Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock. Those are the two quarterbacks we want to pay attention to. Drew Lock hasn't been the worst quarterback, but I'll tell you right now, he's not great. Teddy Bridgewater will be the move for us for this year. And I say this year because next year's draft, I already know we definitely need to get a star quarterback. I mean, can you agree with me there, Nully? None of these quarterbacks are star or superstar development or even rookie. They're just normal. And that is definitely not what you want to see when you're having a team trying to win the Super Bowl. And, like I said, Drew Lock's a good backup. He's been decent, but Teddy Bridgewater is just a lot better, and I feel like he is overall the better choice to be our starting QB. At the running back, we got Melvin Gordon and who is this? Javonte Williams. So Javonte Williams is actually a rookie. He could actually be a standout, a breakout. He could be very good. And, I could definitely see Javonte Williams taking over as our running back one option. Melvin Gordon, he's not terrible. He's not bad. I mean, if we look at his stats, let's go to ratings. Let's go to ratings. I mean, 85 break tackle, 91 speed, 90 acceleration, 90 agility. I mean, his stats are there. But in the long run, I think he's 28 years old. He's 28 years old, and we have what seems to be great rookie running back in our team. So I feel like he is absolutely going to be a standout for us. Wide receivers. This is actually where we struggle. Quarterback and wide receiver, the Broncos struggle. Courtland Sutton is great. All right, I'll say that right now. Courtland Sutton is pretty good. 25 years old, star development, 83 overall. He's great. But then, who else we got? Tim Patrick. He's decent. He's good. He will work for now. I'm not saying he's long run. I don't think he is long run. I don't see us keeping Tim Patrick for very long. I'm going to say that right now. Because trades and free agencies will happen, ladies and gentlemen. They will. They will absolutely happen. And I don't see in the long run Tim Patrick staying with us. Now, I thought Jerry Jeudy was in this team. I'm correct there, right? Jerry Jeudy should be on the Broncos. Correct? Oh, he's in IR, I think. I think he's in IR. But anyway, Jerry Jeudy, I know, is also on the team. He will absolutely take over wide receiver 2 once he's healthy. And tight end, Noah Fant. Noah Fant's actually a great tight end. I love the player there.
In fact, I want to talk about Noah Fant for this season, especially. I think he's about to have an amazing season. He's one of my favorite tight ends in the NFL right now.
I agree. I mean, he's 23 years old. Super young. Star
Super
development
young.
already 84. I mean, that is just screaming potential to me.
That's screaming to me like we could have a player just absolutely carry the team. And that is a great position.
Absolutely. I mean, not that it really has anything to do with it, but he's the same number as Travis Kelce. I mean, that's got to say something, right?
No.
I mean, if we look at his ratings, I mean, okay, his defense isn't great, but honestly, that's not what we're really going to use him for. Look at his catching. Look at his speed. For a tight end, that is fast.
I think
that
he
is
will be
fast.
A great attacking tight end, if you know what that means. It's
Oh my God. All right.
Big potential with this guy.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. He is honestly, I'm going to say right now, he might be the best player in our team right now. He might be.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
At least offensively. Offensively. I know a defensive player that we have who is absolutely the best player on our team. We'll get into that later. But I'm looking at this now. Offensive line isn't terrible. There's just some real weak spots. Critical weak spots. Obviously, center needs help. Actually, if we switch this. Oh, wait, no, we can't. We can't. Wow. Ooh, I'm thinking. Okay, so this is a coaching decision here. So if we look at this. This center is 69 overall. He's 81 overall. This guy's 72. Not terrible. But here's what we do. If we move this guy to starting left guard, we can move this guy to center, and boom. Then you have 3 decent offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Do we like that decision? I think I do.
I think we can go with it.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, if it ends up not working out, we need a better left guard, we can switch. We'll keep an eye on that. In terms of this, I think that this is fine where we're at. Menierez is a rookie, but due to us being in the preseason, he's going to get a lot of action. So I think he's good staying there. As well as him. He might even improve because of preseason. Right tackle though needs improvement. Oh, I mean, it's terrible. It's not looking good. I mean, look, Bobby Massey, he's just not it. 32 years old. That's old. Normal development rate, he's just not it. But we have to deal with what we have. And overall, offensively, there's parts that I like. I like Cortland Sutton. I like our offensive line, and I love Noah Fant. So I definitely like where the offense is at. It's not there just yet, but I see potential. And that's why I can't wait to start hopping in some games with the Denver Broncos. What do you think about the offense, Noli?
I'm in love with this offense. We are not great in some spots, but with Noah Fant on the team, I'm going to talk about him constantly this season because of just how good of a tight end he is for his age.
Absolutely. I mean, there's nothing really else to say about it. I mean, when you have a great offensive line, you have time. You have time to make the play happen. And with a guy who can make a play happen, such as Noah Fant, that's just asking for some amazing plays and some amazing moments. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on to defense, though, because, as we know, defense is very important, and you can already see it. Von Miller, the absolute star of the Denver Broncos. I mean, he's insane. He is very, very good. And that's not even considering. Check who we got at the free safety. Justin Simmons, another great player. And let's just look here. 27 years old. He still has plenty of time. Now, Von Miller is 32. He's a little old, but that does not detract from the fact that he is really, really good. He is still going to be a huge player, maybe for us, for the next 2-3 years. And he will stay with us for a while.
Say as far as 4 years, in fact.
Yeah.
Depending on who we pick up after him, if we find a rookie or a superstar just like him, I still don't think anyone can replace him at this current moment for the next 2 years, like you said.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's going to start regressing. Regressing means his stats start to slowly go down because he's getting too old, right? That's understandable, but he's still great. Because he's so high right now, a regress won't make him trash. It'll just make him worse. But even if he's worse, he's still a great player. So he is absolutely our best player. Justin Simmons right behind him. Defense is already looking great. If we look at our defensive line, we got 2 stars. This one's 75. Check it out. 24 years old. He's still got plenty room to grow, plenty potential. I mean, Shelby Harris, 30 years old, a little on the old side, but star and already 80. He's decent. You know, I am fully happy having him on the defensive line, especially playing right end here. Cornerbacks, obviously important. And I just remembered who else is on the defense. Kyle Fuller is an absolute stud. 29 years old. Not too old, not too young. He's kind of like in his prime right now. And he's star development. So he absolutely is going to stick with this team for a little while. I think it's Bryce Callahan. Same age. Kind of in his prime. I mean, 2 great corners. Look at these corners. I mean, it looks great. Now, obviously, you see the weak points. Defensive tackle. What is going on? What is going on here? Okay. Defensive tackle. Okay. Mike Purcell. 30 years old, normal. Maybe he can do his job, but he's not going to do well. We will use him to the best of our ability, but defensive tackle will absolutely be a key part of signing free agents and the draft next year. Absolutely. And that also goes for linebackers. However, look, we got a 70 and a 74. They're not terrible, but they're not great. Our biggest hole, though, is defensive tackle. What is SS again? I honestly forget. Is it strong safety? Strong safety?
It's free safety, I think.
No, SS.
Strong safety.
Strong safety, yeah.
Safety, yeah.
Is it strong safety? That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's strong.
Okay. He's good, but he's getting quite old. 33 years old. And he's not even star development. I don't see him in the long run. I may be sticking with us for the next year. Maybe try to trade him away or let him go free agent. I don't really know how we're gonna work with him, but overall, I like the defense, and I'm gonna say this right now. I like our defense more than our offense. In terms of potential, offense all the way. I mean, when you have someone like Cortland Sutton, Noah Fant as your receivers, I mean, you're destined for greatness. So potential-wise, offense is great. But in terms of how we're going to dominate the competition this year, defense is the move. Defense is absolutely the move. As long as we get these weaknesses patched up before next year, I see this defense being one of the best defenses in the league. Absolutely. And if we can improve the offense the way it needs to be, I can see it being a very good offense. Special teams, though. Special teams. Obviously, you can't have a team without special teams. Kicker, McManus. 30 years old, normal. He's not great. He's not great. Punter, Sam Martin. Not great, but he's decent. I mean, you can't really do much when it comes to special teams, but, there's always room for improvements. Now, let's check this, though, because we have Hamler, KJ Hamler, as our slot receiver. 22 years old, pretty young. He could still turn into star development. Any of these normals could turn into star development with the right training, with the right moments, with the right usage. He could absolutely become a star. And I actually could see Hamler becoming a star. He's 72 right now, which is very decent for 22 years old. I definitely see potential in Hamler. But other than that, what's your overall thoughts on the team as a whole?
We are doing amazing at certain spots right now, but only the season will tell if we are. But in my opinion, we are still lacking in some major spots that are going to let us slip and cost us some wins.
Absolutely. 100% agree there. We got a player meeting, mentor, rookie. Let's see what we have to do here. Melvin Gordon, our running back one. Javonte Williams has asked a lot of questions in camp and is eager to learn more. I'm going to spend some extra time working with him after practice. What should I focus on? Immediate impact or long-term development? So first of all, this is great. As I just said, I definitely see Javonte Williams becoming a huge player for the Denver Broncos. So if we get a veteran like Melvin Gordon to help guide him through the ropes, this is a great sign for Javonte Williams here. And in terms of immediate impact or long-term development, like I just said, I see him being a key part of the Denver Broncos in the future. I say we automatically work on long-term development. Automatically. I mean, this shouldn't even be a question. Immediate impact? Why would we need that when we have a veteran like Melvin Gordon on the team? And then with somebody like Javonte Williams with so much potential. We don't need immediate impact because we have the immediate impact already. We need that long-term development for Javonte Williams. Do you agree with me here?
Yes, I do.
All right, and we're going with that. Give him some insight into how you've gotten where you are today, and let him know that if he dedicates himself, there's nothing stopping him from becoming a star in the league. Sounds great, Coach. I'll make sure to have some conversations with him this week and teach him some tricks of the trade that I've learned over the years. Fantastic. I mean, that is huge for our team already. I mean, that's just a great sign. What can you say?
Is.
Like, it's just a great sign. Now, before we go ahead and play the game, trades and free agencies need to happen. Let's check out free agents. I don't think anything crazy will be there. Okay, I take it back. Richard Sherman, free agency. But here's the problem. He's expensive. He's expensive. And we do have to financially manage the team. And in my opinion, we have two great cornerbacks already. I don't necessarily see a need for Richard Sherman because he doesn't necessarily fill any of the weaknesses in our defense. He would anything just make it better. But to make something much better, you need to fill the weaknesses. So I don't think we are going to go for him. I just don't see him working out in the long run for the Denver Broncos. I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, obviously, he's the best player here available. What are your thoughts on him?
So, for budget-wise, I'd say a pass up, and I do agree with you that he will not fill a gap, and yeah, it'll make us a little bit better, but it won't do too much, in my opinion.
Yep. Is exactly how I feel. Other than that, though, I'm not really seeing any huge players, although this one is actually catching my eye. 32 years old, 91 overall right tackle. If I'm not mistaken, right tackle is one of our weak spots, and our current right tackle is 32 years old. We would literally just be getting a much, much better player in a replacement. We're not losing age factor. We're not losing really anything except the overall skill of a player. I mean, this seems like an absolute signing for me. I mean, what are your thoughts?
And right there is just seeing Mitchell Schwartz on that board right there. That is an immediate, like, hey, can we get this guy to sign with the Denver Broncos as a superstar? 91 overall, Mitchell Schwartz would be a great asset to our team.
Superstar, 32 years old, 91 over. This is an absolute grab for the Denver Broncos. This
Now,
automatically
we also need to think about what is going to happen. As he is 31 years old, is he in his prime, or is he going to get better? Or in the next 2 years, are we going to see a drop-off in skill?
That is true. But with the free agencies, I think it was only a 2-year contract, I think. So, maybe he won't be long run. Maybe he's just somebody to help us this season and next season. Maybe he's not necessarily long-term, but he fills a gap that needed to be filled. And
you're exactly right.
And that's...
I'm not...
Go ahead.
Nope, all right. Wait, you are correct. He does fill a gap, and for 2 years, I think that is plenty of time while we fix our other gaps.
Absolutely. Now, like I said, trades are going to happen. And I already said, this guy I don't see us having in the long run. And so we're just going to see, does anybody at all have any interest in him? And I'm going to call it now. I don't think anyone will, because he's normal development. He's getting to an old point. And, he may be good, but he's not what we need in the long run. And it does not look like anybody actually wants him, which is very unfortunate. But, it is what it is. Let's go ahead. So, Jerry Jeudy is there, like I said. 22 years old. He's a star. Oh my gosh. He is out 50 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. That is heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking for one of our stud wide receivers. That's going to hurt us. What is your reaction to that? I mean, no one can prepare for a superstar to be out 50 weeks.
I hadn't realized that he was that injured to be out for 50 weeks.
I know. I thought he tore an Achilles.
What did he do? That's...
He broke his ankle, it said.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. So, I honestly think maybe trading Melvin Gordon halfway through the season, once Javonte Williams gets the more experience, once he's ready to take up the mantle of running back one, we trade Melvin Gordon, who's a veteran, still in his prime, high overall, maybe get a few draft picks. I think that's absolutely the move. But other than that, I think we are ready to start our first pregame season. Let's see what the Broncos have in store. Let's go ahead and manage our staff real quick.
All right, John, I'll let you take over for here, and I'll see you in the game.
All right. So, staff management, huge part of franchise mode. Let's go ahead And let's get some stuff going. Increases XP gain for some defensive players. Sorry about that. Increases gain for linebackers. So we're absolutely going to upgrade that. And we're going to upgrade this. We want XP for a lot of our defense. Because like I said, defense is a strong suit. And why not help it? Why not help it get even better? Makes complete sense to me. And just like that, I think we are good. But there is one more thing we have to do. I know. Taking a while, but this is how you got to do it, guys. We need to look at our opponents here. We need to look at the enemy roster. Enemy roster, Vikings. Now, just from knowledge, the Vikings offensively are great. Defensively need work, though. Needs lots of work. And that's up for the Vikings to fix. Automatically, you see Dalvin Cook, one of the best running backs in the league, no doubt. 26 years old, 95 overall. I mean, oh my gosh. Speed and acceleration both at 92. Agility at 95. Oh my gosh. I mean, what more do you want? Chance of direction, 95. Oh, awareness, 93. I mean, absolute stud. Michael Pierce is a great defensive tackle. Harrison Smith is a great strong safety. Eric Kendricks, great linebacker. Adam Thielen, of course, and Justin Jefferson. Huge players on the teams. That is what makes their offense so explosive. Receivers are just great for the Vikings. I mean, it really is. And Danielle Hunter, left end. Patrick Peterson, cornerback. Sheldon Richardson, defensive tackle. Anthony Barr, left outside linebacker. I mean, look, the team looks good. The team looks great. And obviously, taking the quarterback mantle, Kirk Cousins. He's old, but, he's still good. He is. You can't deny it. He is good. He's not great. He's not amazing, but he is good, and he definitely will get the job done when he needs to. But we need to look at the backup QB because that is who we're going to be seeing a lot of, and that is Kellen Mond. 22 years old, 67. Not terrible. Overall, you'd wish you see higher. But in terms of age, they have a young quarterback, which looks like he has potential. I mean, great speed, great agility. I mean, awareness isn't there, but, throw power, he's got an arm. Hey, it looks like a great rookie quarterback. What can I say? But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get into the game. Welcome to the first preseason game of the NFL 2021/2022 season. We have a good one here today. Denver Broncos versus the Minnesota Vikings. What do you think, Nolan?
All right. Personally, tonight, I think both teams have a great potential of winning. I mean, if we just take a look at the defense and offense. I think we're going to see a lot of passing plays with these offenses tonight.
Sorry about that.
Nah, you're fine.
All right. Denver Broncos, Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, Kirk Cousins leading the Minnesota Vikings. Dalvin Cook in the backfield. Adam Thielen as receiver. Anthony Barr. Harrison Smith, defense. It's a good team. But then you have the Denver Broncos. Teddy Bridgewater leading the Broncos for the first quarter. Noah Fant, tight end. Cortland Sutton. It's a good offense. Von Miller, Justin Simmons on defense. It's gonna be a close one. I think that this might actually be a great game. And will it be close? I think it might be. And we will see. Obviously, it's gonna come down to backups after the first quarter. So we'll see what happens there. But the kick is away. And the game has officially begun. Here we go. And he goes out of bounds. Interesting move there. What are your thoughts about, like, what would you do on a punt return, like, or a kickoff? Do you think going out of bounds is a good play?
Personally, depending on how much pressure you have coming back at you, but going out of bounds is kind of a smart play. Depending on who's going to be hitting you, you can be pushed back even a couple yards. In my opinion, that was a great way to just keep it safe. Don't lose any yardage. That, to me, was perfect.
Absolutely. Broncos on the offense now. First drive of the game. You got Melvin Gordon in the backfield. Looks like they're going to be going for a run here. Oh, and he gets stiff, though. You know, I'm interested to see how the run game is going to go for the Denver Broncos. Obviously, you know, Noah Fant, Cortland Sutton can make plays. But how good will Melvin Ingram be this year? And what impact on Javonte Williams is he going to have? You know, like, obviously, we've talked about Javonte Williams, and he's the most exciting player that I'm wanting to see. Obviously, I know what Noah Fant's going to do. Noah Fant is just great. But what is Javonte Williams going to be capable of this season? And, oh, my gosh. What a play. That was risky. What did you think of that? I mean, wow.
That was a really risky pass. He had not a clear opening, and that could have cost us an interception. That was...
I mean, he threw that perfectly on the dot, right where it needed to be, just out of the Vikings' grasp and right into the Bronco. I mean, Cortland Sutton, great catch. You're already seeing the explosive offense that they have. Can they keep it up? We've seen multiple teams who have great starts, but just can't find the consistency, can't find the execution halfway through the game. What do you think is going to happen here?
I think due to a pass play, I think we could see another great completion, and the quarterback just throws it away. I mean, Bridgewater is a great quarterback and can handle the pressure.
I think throwing away there was the option. I mean, I was looking downfield, couldn't really see any openings. I think because a big thing of quarterbacks is they need to know when to make right decisions. And a huge run there by Melvin Gordon. Got like 11 or 12 yards there. But like I was saying, quarterbacks need to know when to throw it away. Don't always go for a pass. Sometimes the smartest thing to do is just to throw it away. Or run, you know. A lot of quarterbacks do that these days. Something that has definitely evolved in the NFL.
And that right there, I agree with you, John. And a beautiful, almost close catch. Unfortunately, they had a Minnesota Viking stop the play.
Let's see what they do here. I mean, they got Sutton and Hamler looking to be set up, but they also got Melvin Gordon in the backfield and a big run there. What is that actually? Gordon? It is Gordon. Okay, just making sure. We'll obviously learn numbers the more we play. So 25 is Melvin Gordon. Keep that in mind.
Bridgewater is still playing in the game. I don't know if we are going to see a quarterback change in the second quarter. Maybe Bridgewater will play throughout the full game.
Definitely in the second quarter. I definitely think they're going to bring in Drew Lock. I think it's a smart decision. Oh, Noah Fant. Oh, righty.
Noah Fant with a big play. I'm going to talk about this guy all season long. He's just a great tight end. He's up there, in my opinion, with people like Travis Kelce, man.
I agree with you. I mean, look, obviously quarterback position could be a lot better. Teddy Bridgewater's solid. He's solid. Give Noah Fant an elite quarterback. I mean, it would be an elite duo. It would. I mean, the potential behind Noah Fant is unfair, to say the least. Let's see what they do here, though. At 1st and 10 in the red zone, another good run. And I'm actually liking the run game that the Broncos have going on. Maybe it's due to the great offensive line that the Broncos have built over the years. And, you know, Broncos have always been a defensive-heavy team. I feel like that's always been the case. And by defensive, that also includes offensive line. You know, they've never...
Hand off to Gordon in a big stop by the Minnesota Vikings.
I think that was a loss, actually. But, like I said, they're not the most explosive teams when it comes to offense. Sometimes they have those games. But when it comes to defense, they always just get the job done. Oh! Oh, he was intended for Noah Fant. Threw it a little too low, and it was an interception. But there is a flag on the play. It might bring it back to the Broncos. Defense. Penalty on oh, no, never mind. It was against the Broncos. It is Minnesota's ball. And right there, Nolly, when you have a great drive, it can all go away with one turnover. And that's something that is definitely going to be needed to get fixed. Oh, and they miss a sack 2 times. But turnovers.
That last drive with that interception was a big loss. They were so close to that touchdown. They could taste it. It was just not the play.
You know, and I think Fant was open. Interception from the Broncos to bring it right back. What a start. What a start.
Well, that right there is an incredible play. A back-to-back interception from the both teams. That is right there is what we call a great play and a great return.
Absolutely. I was just about to say, I think Noah Fant was open, and he's open again. He's going to go for it. Down, and he's good. Not a first down, but a gain of 7. Huge. It was really the execution on that one play, though. Noah Fant was open. It was the throw, the timing, that was off. But let's see what they can do here. Let's see if they can come back to get the touchdown. Oh, and the throw is in the middle of a bunch. I don't know where exactly he was aiming for there. But let's see if they can make anything happen on 3rd down. Obviously, 3rd down 3. Let's see if they can make it happen. First down is needed. Oh, and he finds room. And what a gain. Now on like the 6-yard line. 6-yard line, I think. And do you feel a touchdown coming, Nolly? I personally do.
I really do. That is a brilliant drive. Melvin to run.
Gains like 1, maybe. Ooh. You got Gordon in the backfield along with Beck. And he can't get anything done. And
2
it
seconds is on the clock.
So, Broncos just took a timeout. And you might be thinking why. And I'll tell you right now. Obviously, preseason. After the first quarter, Drew Lock is coming in. A lot of the starters are getting replaced. When you're this close, you need to make it happen. And you need to make the play now. And if you switch the whole team up on 3rd and down, that's risky. Here's the play. Noah Fant with the touchdown. I mean, you called it, Noah. This guy.
Like I said, Noah Fant is the player of this team. Broncos have a super, just talented young kid who can play. It's brilliant.
It is. Like I said, I knew Noah Fant was going to be subbed. I knew Drew Lock was going to be subbed. Or I knew Teddy Bridgewater was going to be subbed for Drew Lock. And I couldn't afford to risk it when it came to making that play. I mean, what would you have done? I know it wasted a timeout, but I think it was the right call.
It was the right call. With switching out players like that, you really have to watch.
Yeah. Broncos going on defense now for the second time of the quarter. Obviously, second time of the half. Obviously, their first defensive drive, they got the interception, which was huge because the offense threw an interception. Let's see what they can do this time. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings coming back on the field alongside Dalvin Cook. Let's see if the Vikings can do anything offensively. Obviously, they did not have a good first drive. I mean, we saw that. Let's see what the Vikings can do here. They give it to Madison, but it was a stop gain of 3 or 4. Not a huge game, but they did gain. What are your thoughts on the Vikings this year?
Personally, they have some great names on the offensive line, but I think defensively is where they're going to need to play here. in terms of how good of a team they are, I still really only think they're a C tier team. It's maybe even a D tier.
Quite possibly. I mean, C tier is a good shout. That was a great pass. That was a great play.
An amazing pass. That was, and exactly why I have stuck them in the middle in terms of tier is just it's risky. They have their off and on days.
Yeah, truly. Like, we've seen their offense can be insanely explosive, right? I mean, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. Right now, they got the backups in. And even then, Madison is a great backup running back. It is honestly, Dalvin Cook and Madison are a great duo when it comes to running back. But in terms of receivers, I'm not quite sure who exactly they have out in the field. Obviously, backup QB is in. But I do want to talk about Kirk Cousins for a little bit. What do you think of Kirk Cousins? I know he's not playing, but what are your thoughts on him? And a sack! Denver Broncos. What are your thoughts on Kirk Cousins?
Personally, Kirk Cousins is a great player. It's just, does he have the execution to make his great player, thrive? Can he thrive this season?
I mean, if we look at, I can't remember exactly what division the Vikings are in. But the problem is they're not terrible. They're not great. They're decent. But when you're compared to the other teams in your division, it's kind of hard to be one of those top dogs,
Yes.
Like, let me go ahead and get a little fact check out here. But it's all about the division, because when playoffs come, you need to be at the top of your division. Sometimes second and sometimes even third make it. But, for instance, they are in NFC North. Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota, and Detroit. So out of those, I would say Minnesota's the second best. But that's the thing. Second best. And when you're up against Green Bay, it's almost impossible from at where the Vikings are right now to get first in their division. I mean, can you agree with me there? Like, it's very challenging. I'm not saying it's impossible. Nothing really is. But it's very difficult. It is. And
it really is.
Sometimes second place in a division does make the playoffs. We've seen that many times. Great pass there from the backup quarterback, Drew Lock. But when you're in NFC, definitely the better conference. You have Rams, Cardinals, Seattle, 49ers, Carolina, Bucks, Saints, Washington, Dallas. You gotta be better. You really do. Because if you want to make the playoffs, you got to beat some of those teams. And let me tell you, those are not easy teams to beat. Broncos need to make something happen here. Oh, and a sack. He was going for the throw. Couldn't get it out quick enough. Very unfortunate. There was a man open on the sideline, which he looked like he was intending for, but wasn't able to get it out in time. Broncos, third down. Never mind. 2nd and 20. Lost a 10 on that last play. That was devastating. That was devastating.
And right there, the quarterback was waiting for an opportunity, but he couldn't let the pressure thrive, and he just let the pressure come in and sack him. He wanted to throw the ball, but he did not have enough time.
Yep.
Now, it's plays like that where I think the quarterback should get rid of the ball before he even sees the offensive coming towards him.
So this is interesting. I'm realizing now. Oh, Sutton was open. They still have Cortland Sutton on the field, which is kind of confusing, to say the least. He's their number one wide receiver. He's not on there anymore. Replaced by Spencer. Javonte Williams, though, is on the field. So that's really exciting. We finally get to see what he's all about. Up the middle. Great pass. Room to run. Gets tackled.
Now back to the Javonte Williams. His mentor is none other than his teammate Melvin Gordon. They are a great duo, and you can just, if you put Melvin Gordon in, a great teacher, a great player, with a low-class player, I mean, you were just waiting for success for Javonte Williams.
Absolutely, and we already saw how much skill Melvin Gordon was earlier. He was running the ball great. I would say their run game has been better than their passing game. Obviously, they had a passing touchdown, but one pass doesn't make a drive. It's all about the teamwork. And in terms of running, I think that has been where they've shined most today. And so when you have a veteran who's making great plays like that, teaching this young player who has so much potential, I'm just so excited, you know? Like, I just can't wait to see what they're able to do. Oh.
That does look like a passing interference call.
Oh, that one hurt. That one hurt. And that brings me to my next point. Penalties. Noli, just give us an explanation. What do penalties do to a team?
They really screw a drive over. A team could be first in 8. They can be a dropped catch there.
Could have been touchdown.
A team can be 2nd and 1, and suddenly a flag is thrown, and the offense is pushed back 10 yards, and it does not do any good.
Oh, big sack there. Oh.
There is an injury on the field.
A Madison, one of their good players, the backup running back, that could hurt a season right there.
It really could, in terms of
Oh,
if
and he looks like he's limping quite a bit. Hopefully, obviously
we can get trainers on
we're
the
not the
field.
Vikings. Yeah, we're not the Vikings, but you never would wish that for anybody, especially a great player like Madison. Broncos need to come up with a stop here. 3rd and 21 after that great sack. Let's see what happens here. Another sack. Huge.
Another beautiful
defensive plays were huge that drive. I mean,
oh yeah.
After that pass interference, something needed to happen. And look at that. We are now getting the ball back because of the great plays that just happened. Now, unfortunately, they are kind of like at half field. So, we're going to have pretty bad, oh my God, we're going to have pretty bad ball position. We're going to be at like the 10-yard line, maybe even worse. I think even worse. I think at like the 5. So I'm interested to see what they're going to go with here. But like I said, run game's been great. Can't wait to see what Javonte Williams. We're going to see what he can do here in the backfield. And let's check it out. Pretty decent run. Ended up having a little block there. But overall, he had a good gain. 2nd and 4, gain of 6. Huge.
That gain of 6 right there is starting his season off great. He has the power and potential. Another great push, putting us at a 1st down. That right, 2 rushes and over 10 yards right there, first play. Can we just talk about how this guy has super potential? Like, this guy could be, I can't stop talking about him. Him along with other players, I think we could see him playing a couple of main games.
Absolutely. In terms of offensive focus, I've said their run game has kind of been on point. But what about the passing? Passing's been decent. I don't think it's been bad in any way. Of course, there was one interception. Let's not let that neglect everything else that has happened. We're going to focus on passing in this second half. I mean, what are your thoughts? Like, what should the offense and defense both be focusing on? And what have been their strong suits so far?
Execution. If you have one player who messes up on the field, you can screw a drive and lose yardage and even stop a play. I think personally, every team needs its own work. Every team needs better defense, offense, left guard, right guard. It's
good stop there on the run.
It's just execution. Yes, execution is where it's at in terms of an overall ability to play.
Absolutely.
you can put a team of all superstars on the field and still see them
Terrible pass,
fail to
unless he was
complete.
throwing away. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
That to me looked like a throwaway, but I think he was hoping somebody would have been open and the ball would have stayed on field.
What do you think of the backup QB for the Vikings, Mono?
So
when I was,
far, looking fairly well in a big catch.
wow. I was just about to say, when I was looking at his stats, he's a young player, 22 years old, like a 68 overall, I think. And, he has an arm. He has good athleticism when it comes to speed, agility, acceleration. The problem is his awareness and his power, like his physical strength. Like I said, he has a good arm. He seemed like a pretty good backup QB, and after that play just there, obviously we can see he can make some plays. Let's see how the defense does, though. 1st and 10 after that big play. Good stop on Madison. Madison's back in the game, I'd like to point out. So obviously it wasn't too big of an injury, which is thankful for the Vikings. Bad for this Broncos defense, though, because it looks like Vikings are in their zone.
Quarterback will throw it away.
Overthrow. Jets beat the Giants 17-16.
That right there is a good mashup of teams.
Philly beat Steelers 24-17. Interesting. You love seeing the league, you know. You really got to know what you're playing. Oh my gosh! Oh my! Can we get that one back? Hold on. I want to say, did I see a one-handed catch there? Kinda. I mean, sorta, but what a great play. I mean, he reads the route, he throws, and he's like already looking. He knows exactly what he has to do to make the play, and he does it. Beautiful work there from the Vikings. 1st and 10, 3rd quarter, just under 4 minutes. Let's see what happens here. So far, there's only been one touchdown. Ooh. I want to say that was pass interference. It looked like pass interference to me. I'm surprised that didn't get called. But, you know, like I was saying, not much scoring has happened, you know. Oh! I don't think that was in bounds.
Does not look like it.
I could challenge. Let's check out the replay here. Was his feet in bounds?
No.
No, they were not. That would be a bad challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how you lose a challenge right there. Could have been a fantastic play, though. All right. Let's see what they can do. Like I said, for the 3rd time, not much scoring has happened. And that is due to defenses being very strong. Like I said, defense is being very, very strong. What is that? 4th sack of the day? 3rd, maybe?
That's another on the Vikings. A 4th and 22. Last drive was 4th and 25, and now they are forced to give the ball up.
Like we were saying earlier, the Vikings have made some plays this game, but a drive isn't one play. You need to consistently move the ball, and they have struggled. They haven't been able to score any points, which is, number one, great for the Broncos defense. Obviously, they can pull their weight, but Vikings have a lot to worry about when it comes to their offense if that's how they're going to be playing. Slight gain there, gain of 2 with the run, Javonte Williams. Drew Lock still in as the starting quarterback. What have we thought about the offensive line so far? I've actually really enjoyed it. I think I'm pretty impressed.
So far, I think we are seeing some amazing plays. Along with execution, it has worked out very well.
Absolutely. Something needs to happen here, though. I think they're gonna go for a pass. 3rd and 6. they don't make this, obviously a punt's going to happen here. What is the play, though? That is the question. The receivers you got in, Hinton, Spencer, Javonte Williams in the backfield, Aquabanum, and Saubert. We'll see what happens here. What a catch! Holy smokes!
That was a beautiful execution.
Oh my!
Beautiful catch in general.
Can we watch this? He throws it right where he needs to be, right in between that gap. Wow. Just wow.
1 second late, half a second, maybe even a quarter second late, that Vikings arm would have been in the way.
That was
Timing
insane.
Is key.
That was very insane. Let's see what we happen here. No, he's going. Oh. You would have loved to see him stay in bounds, maybe gain a few extra yards. But nonetheless, they did have a gain there. And I'd like to point out, Drew Lock has actually been pretty successful here as the quarterback. And beautiful catch, the tight end. Oh, and he breaks the tackle. Are we seeing a breakout player here, ladies and gentlemen?
I really think we are.
I mean, after that beauty of a catch, he just proved that was not a one-time wonder. That was not a shock. This dude has skill. He has talent. He's ready to play. If only I could pronounce his last name right. I mean, I see a great player here. Let's see what happens. They're in the red zone, 6-yard line. What do you think needs to happen here, Noli?
A touchdown. A good small drive, big plays. And there it is, a great touchdown.
Saubert. First catch of his career this year. Not his career, of the year. I mean, this could be his first year. I honestly have no idea. And just like that, Vikings still 0. Denver up 14-0. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I am.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely loving what I'm seeing. At this point, is there a road to victory for Vikings in this game? What do you think?
I really think there is. With still a quarter to go, but the Minnesota is only 2 touchdowns away from tying this game up, and that can happen in a matter of 6 minutes.
Very true, but we've already seen how good the offense has looked for the Broncos. Obviously, hasn't scored the most amount of points, but they've gotten the job done.
Denver has insurance on their plate. Can they get even more insurance to secure those drives and let Minnesota potentially score? I don't think they'll let the offense slip. I think we'll see another touchdown and potentially an end game.
And I like to point out, I've already said that Denver, their run game has been great. In terms of Vikings, what has happened to their run game? It has been non-existent this game. I can't wait to check out these stats after the game. All right. Fourth quarter has officially begun. Broncos on defense. 14-0. Broncos. Good play there, but tackled short of the first down. 2nd and 2. What have you thought about defense, Millie? Like, obviously they've done well. What is something you think they need to improve on?
Getting around the line, personally. They
Around the line.
are getting close.
Like that?
There it is, like that.
Like
Just
that.
like that. A beautiful break in that O-line.
Cooper.
And a beautiful sack, putting us at a 4th and 14. Yet again, a major loss on Minnesota's O-line. Like, it's happened 3 times this game alone.
What a sack.
And that right there makes these plays
Look at
and
this.
turnovers gonna happen.
Look at that tackle accuracy. I mean, that was a play. That was a huge defensive play. That might have just made it. 4th and 14. They are going for it. 4th and 14. I mean, they are getting shut out. They need something to happen now. But is that really smart? It is! Thielen!
Oh,
Thielen!
they took the risk, and it paid off.
Why is Thielen in the game? They brought Thielen back in, and they made an absolute banger play. Thielen is still in. Oh, my. This is something to be afraid of right now. Obviously, the run didn't work. Justin Simmons, good stop. What a play. That might have been the best offensive play we've seen the entire game. I would say. And another sack from the Broncos. What is that? The 6th sack of the game?
Yeah, and these sacks are pushing them so far back in yardage. They have nothing left to do. But last sack, they went for it on a major setback.
3rd and 20. If they don't get this, what do you think they do? Do you think the Vikings should go for it? And I like to point out, look at the momentum at the top. It is completely towards the Broncos, all the way on the left. I mean, that just kind of tells you how this game's gone. Broncos have just continuously ran the ball. There's no point in going for passes. If you're going to get a shutout, you might as well try to get a shutout. And the play, the run, and stopped. Not a great run, but decent. A loss of yards, but not too bad. Actually, I don't think it was loss of yards. It was not. I apologize. Offensively, I liked it. I'm liked in it a lot. What a catch again by the breakout tight end. Holy smokes. Nully, I think we found someone special here in this game.
Oh, yes. These plays so far on this drive is...
The tight end again!
Run and look again.
I know I just said one game doesn't determine a player, but when you're consistently making huge plays like what this tight end has been doing, I mean, what is there not to believe in? I mean, a lot of players have one-hit wonders, but end up not being as great as it seemed. He's been consistent, and he's been good. Oh, that could have ended badly. That could have really ended badly. The game is just about over. There's not really much the Vikings can do. The game is over. There's no way to win. The Denver is trying to do insult to injury
for this
at
third.
this point.
Yeah, they are really fighting their line right now to get a third touchdown. Well, as a minute left on the clock, Minnesota can't do anything.
And he finds a huge gap. Javonte Williams can't be stopped. Oh, my Lord. Did you see him
beginning of this
break?
game, we were questioning what he could pull off. And right here is just proof of his improvement and capability.
I mean, what a run. Can we look at this? He breaks one tackle. He breaks a second one. It takes 2 men to take him. He actually broke 3 tackles. I mean, wow. Huge run. You'll love to see it. And at this point, they are ready and set for another touchdown. Oh, barely gets there. Denver actually going to take the timeout here. They have absolutely no need to. The game is pretty much over. They just have to let the clock run down. But it looks like they're going for this touchdown. They are dedicated to just put the final touch on it. What would you think if they got the touchdown? And they do. Javonte Williams, the rookie, the high potential player, shows what he's capable of. I mean, you gotta love this offense so far. You gotta love it. Going for the extra point. And the kick is good. And ladies and gentlemen, 24 seconds left on the game. 21-0. Now, by the look of this, we should win the Super Bowl if we're having games like this. But that is not the season. This has been preseason. Anything can happen in preseason. So, we'll see what happens in the future. But as of now, things are looking bright for the Broncos. Broncos in victory formation. You know they're happy on that sideline. You know they're like, they must have huge confidence right now. And quarterback runs and slides. That's the end of the game. That is the end of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, how about them Broncos? How about them Broncos?
Serious performance from them tonight.
Absolutely. I can't wait to look at these stats. In terms of players, just immediate reactions, Noah Fant, the breakout tight end, Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon, all have had tremendous games. And this is what you love to see. This is what you love to see. Check this out. Both quarterbacks got a passing touchdown. Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock.
To see, especially with Drew Lock being an underdog. He proved tonight that he can be a top-tier player.
He can be wide receiver 1 if he wants. I mean, that's what he proved today. Teddy Bridgewater had a 50% completion rate. Obviously, it's not great. It's even. But then look at Drew Lock. 8 completions out of 10. 80%. That's huge. That's really big. I mean, sure. 1 touchdown. But look at the yards. 137. Same thing with Bridgewater. 4 passes for 46 yards. I'm loving it. I'm loving it lots. Let's check out rushing. Javonte Williams with a great game, actually. I mean, obviously, he had the 1 touchdown. Melvin Gordon didn't have a touchdown. He did have better rushing overall, better average, less attempts, But Javonte Williams proved that he is not a joke. He is the real deal. And I'm excited to see where he goes from here. In terms of Vikings, Madison, let's just say he didn't have the greatest time. 1.2 yards average per carry. That's not what you want to see. And look at that! Ladies and gentlemen, the breakout player, Aquabunum Albert, had an insane game. No touchdowns, but look at the stats. 5 catches for basically 120 yards. 23.8 average yards. Insane. Absolutely insane. KJ Osborne was actually a breakout receiver for the Vikings. Not great game, but in terms of everybody, not bad. Noah Fant, 3 receptions for basically 3 yards, 9.6 average. That's pretty good. I mean, for a tight end, that's about what you would expect. Touchdown receptions, he had 1 touchdown, as well as Saubert also had a touchdown. That was his only catch, though. Adam Thielen did have that 1 massive catch for 52 yards. And Cortland Sutton 17 yards, so you love to see it. Spencer also had 8 yards for 1 catch. Huge. And you can just see here. Denver, complete control of the game. Especially in the second half, they turned things up. Huge game. Huge win. Huge progress. You got to love how the Broncos are looking. You got to love it. And with that, brings us to the end of week 1. However, we still have things to do afterwards. So let's do the upgrades. Noah Fant has an upgrade. That's huge. Vertical threat, possession, blocking. Obviously, we've seen his blocking isn't great. We need to improve it. Absolutely. And that is automatically what we are going to improve here. 23 years old, man. I mean, he is great. He is a great player. KJ Hamler has an upgrade. Let's see. Let's get the slot. He's obviously our slot receiver. Let's get his slot upgraded. Huge. 72, 22 years old. I see him having a future with the Broncos. We're going to upgrade these players here. And we are going to go ahead. And with us winning our first preseason game, we are going to advance to the regular season. We're not going to play any regular season games this episode. That will be next week. Will be week 1. But let's see what we have to do. Let's see what we ended up doing in terms of preseason, where our lineup is looking. That way we are ready for the regular season, our first season as the Denver Broncos. So let's check out the schedule, team schedule, Broncos, preseason. Looks like we ended up going 2-1 in the preseason. We beat the Rams, but lost to the Seahawks. Unfortunate, but I mean that's great. 2-1. I mean, 75% win rate. Huge. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. I hope we can take a look at the stats of each game. I hope. Let me figure out how to do that. Stats. Okay, let's look at player stats for the whole season so far. Oh, we can't. Dang, so we literally cannot look at any stats for preseason. I mean, that is all right. You know what? That's okay. Browns and Chiefs going at it this week. Looks like our week 1 game is against none other than the New York Giants. 77 overall, 80 defense. Pretty decent defense there. Not that great offense, though. We do have some players to upgrade here. We will do that next episode. We will do all this stuff next episode because we are going to end this episode here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, comment section down below, and please subscribe. Johnny Moran here. Peace.